Talking about Mac Jones,
Please do.
yes, play two quarterbacks. Cam gives you a whole different element in the red zone. Obviously, you can do more. You can expand. When that field gets shorter, you need dynamic guys that can create. That's why Taysom Hill is going to be great with Jameis Winston like he's been with Drew Brees as the starter. But when you look at this situation in New England, fellas, and look, let me say this. I have an affinity for Cam. I want to see Cam have success. It's a little emotion attached to it because of how the injuries derailed what I thought was going to be one of the best careers we saw from the athletic quarterback that was able to sustain for a period of time. And obviously the injuries caught up, and then we start to see that tail off. Cam had great moments last year. He had terrible moments. 8 touchdowns, 10 interceptions ain't going to be the starter for Bill Belichick this year. They went out, made pickups with Jonnu Smith, Hunter Henry, who's injured. They did things that they needed to do to become a better football team. Guess what Bill Belichick ain't going to do? He ain't going to let no quarterback mess this up. He is not going to look for a 5,000-yard passer or a 40-touchdown guy. He's going to look for an efficient guy from the pocket that can consistently complete the football and use a run game and an offensive line and a defense that's going to be top 5 in the NFL. So look, when we start talking about Bill Belichick, we've seen throughout his career he's going to do what's best for the team to win. And if that's a 2-quarterback system, great. But Mac Jones and Cam Newton is in a quarterback competition. Cam gone for 5 days. I don't know what that's going to mean, but they definitely can use 2-quarterback system to be a better football team.
But to me, this is a lot like Jameis in the sense that whatever you thought leading, like every preseason game is a piece of new evidence for the coaches. That's what Sean Payton was talking about. You know that's how Bill Belichick thinks. Watch Cam Newton's last performance. He was going through his reads. He was threading the needle. He was making good decisions. He was doing everything that Bill Belichick would want for a quarterback, and he was outperforming Mac Jones, who has performed well. Cam has performed even better. And then you look at the heights he's hit in his career. It seems to me Cam's job is to lose, and the reason I bring up the COVID protocols is that's one way you could lose it.
Well, I agree with that. I think it's Cam's job to lose. Now, I'm not saying he had a major lead over Mac Jones in this quarterback race, but right now I think it's Cam's job to lose. And you listen to Bill Belichick. What did he say, right? The only reason a guy won't have this job is he's not available, which Cam isn't right now, which doesn't really sit well for Cam right now, or there's a person that's better than him. Cam has showed me everything right now to be the starting quarterback. He hasn't lost his job. He hasn't did anything to lose his job. And not only that, he's been very supportive of the guy that he's competing with. That speaks volume for Cam.
Well, it was last year he put up some career lows, so that was part of it. Obviously, we know he dealt with the COVID. Marcus Spears, just tell me this. I get that we can see 2 of them playing, but who's ultimately going to start more games? Is it Cam or Mac?
Mac is going to start more games. Cam will start out as the starter.
Okay.
I disagree. I think, look, this doesn't mean just because this is the case now, it'll always be true. And I brought this up yesterday. No rookie quarterback who started has ever taken a team to a Super Bowl, let alone won it. Believe me, that's the objective with the Patriots every year. So between a guy who's actually been MVP, been to a Super Bowl, and looks good, actually looks better right now with this team, and a rookie, I'm pretty sure that Bill Belichick, unless Cam flat out stinks or is unavailable, is going to stay with a veteran.
Now, Marcus, I see you up
there. I got
a
question.
You huffing and puffing. I don't care. You can huff and puff. You can blow houses down. But all I'm going to do is sit right back here, get my bricks, and build a house back up. Cam Newton, right now, it's his job to lose. He's going to start more games.
No, I agree.
I think Bill Belichick had a little fetish for a dual-threat quarterback. That's something a lot of people don't understand. Because in 2013, Cam Newton torched him with his arm and his legs. 2017, Cam torched him with his arms and his legs. Now I'm going to tell you, you can huff and puff, you can look at the ceiling all you want. I'm still going to look at you and I'm going to say what I got to say, Marcus. 2019, 3 of the 4 games that the Patriots lost were to a dual-threat quarterback. That's the type of quarterback that gives a Bill Belichick defense hard time to deal with, fits. So what did Bill Belichick, what does he see when he sees this happening to his defense? That's the kind of guy I would probably want. That's why he went. That's why he went and got Cam Newton last year and signed him. And that's probably why he re-signed him this year. Because now Cam has a full offseason to go through this offense and understand this New England offense is one of the toughest offenses to learn.
Go ahead, Marcus.
In the NFL. Now
I want to get at that again.
Okay. Okay, so it seems like I'm making an argument against Cam, and I'm not. I hope Cam is the starter for the rest of the season. I don't believe that that's going to be the case. I got a question for both of you guys. When the last time the New England Patriots drafted an offensive player in the first round? What the hell y'all think they going to do with Mac Jones? You think Bill Belichick and this staff is waiting a long period of time to get Mac Jones in as the starter? Listen, Cam Newton is playing this year to show that he can play for another team at the level in which you can win with at quarterback. Mac Jones is the succession plan. Cam on a week-to-week schedule, y'all. I know don't nobody want to say it and don't nobody believe it. He's on a week-to-week basis.
Marcus, I think that's right.
But that's why we said it's his job to lose, Marcus.
Marcus, I think that's right.
I'm not disagreeing with that. The question is, who will start the most games?
I think that's right.
Mac Jones.
Up to week to week. I don't think Mac Jones is going to start more games unless Cam comes down with COVID or gets hurt or is otherwise unavailable. But I like Harry's point a lot. Everyone assumes that Bill Belichick took Cam Newton because Tom Brady was gone. He was the best available option for the money, and he got it. And that's probably true. But can it also be
what
true?
What are y'all talking about? Max, what are y'all talking about?
Can't it also be true that Bill Belichick is watching the league change into a dual-threat quarterback league and thinking, man, let me get my hands on one of these dual-threat quarterbacks.
You got to dive deeper,
and see
Marcus.
what I can do.
You got to dive deeper,
and just because he had Tom Brady, who is an immobile quarterback, and now he has Mac Jones, who's an immobile quarterback, everyone assumes, well, that's the kind of guy he wants. Maybe that's just the best available guy, right? But I'm quite sure if Bill Belichick could give Mac Jones legs, he would. Why wouldn't he want him to do more stuff?